Hi, readers. Welcome back. We're here to do our third read of our story of the week, Farfallina and Marcel. As always, please remember to focus your attention, concentrate, use your eyes, ears, and brain, and ignore distractions.
Farfallina and Marcel, written by Holly Keller. The rain fell all morning. It splattered on the pond and splashed on Farfallina's leaf. She found a dry spot and ate it.
Readers, do you think it would be hard to see Farfallina? Why is that? She is so tiny, and caterpillars sometimes blend into the leaves that they stand on. It would be really tricky to see Farfallina. I agree.
Hey, said a little voice, you're eating my umbrella. Farfallina peered over the edge. A small gray bird was huddled underneath. Farfallina liked his soft feathers and his gentle eyes. I'm Farfallina, she said, and she slid down to the ground. My name is Marcel, said the bird. He liked Farfallina's smile and her pretty colors.
Readers, why is Marcel hiding under the leaf? Right, because of the rain, and he's using the leaf to stay warm, like a tiny umbrella.
The rain turned to drizzle, and Farfallina wanted to play. I'll hide and you find me, she said. Marcel agreed. Farfallina hid under a fern close to the ground because she knew that Marcel couldn't climb. Now I'll hide, said Marcel when he found her, and he hid right behind the tree because he knew that Farfallina moved slowly.
Readers, why do Farfallina and Marcel choose the hiding places that they choose? Right, they want to make the game fun, and they don't want the hiding places to be too hard for their friend.
I'll take you for a ride on the pond, said Marcel. Farfallina inched her way up to Marcel's back. You tickle, said Marcel, and he slipped into the water. Farfallina giggled. There's so much to see, she said.
Readers, why does Farfallina ride on Marcel's back? Do you think she can swim on her own? No, she can't. And her friend helps her by giving her a ride across the pond.
Farfallina and Marcel played together every day. They liked the same games and they liked each other. But one day, Farfallina was not herself. I'm not sick, she told Marcel, just a little uncomfortable. I need to climb up onto a branch and rest for a while. I'll wait for you, Marcel called as Farfallina made her way up the tree. Marcel watched until Farfallina was completely out of sight. Then he settled himself in the grass and waited. Night came and then morning, but Farfallina did. Then he settled himself in the grass and waited.
Readers, why do you think Farfallina feels uncomfortable? She is growing, and sometimes when we're growing, we can feel uncomfortable. And sometimes people feel uncomfortable when we know things are about to change. I think this might be why Farfallina is feeling a little uncomfortable this night. Do you agree? Let's continue.
Night came and then morning, but Farfallina didn't come down. Marcel called to her, but she didn't answer. He was very worried and terribly lonely. Weeks went by. The afternoons grew longer and warmer, and Marcel went to the pond. He was growing, and when he looked at his reflection in the water, he hardly recognized himself.
Readers, why does Marcel wait for Farfallina? Yes, it's because they're friends and he really wants to see her. If you don't understand why Marcel waits for a long time for Farfallina, what could you do? We could reread the page and see if that helps us to understand. Let's see, it says, night came and then morning, but Farfallina didn't come down. Marcel called to her, but she didn't answer. He was very worried and terribly lonely. Friends, it says that he was really worried about her and was feeling really lonely. Do we know now why he waits for her? Yes. He misses his friend and he's also worried about her. That makes sense. I would feel the same way.
He went back to the tree every day to look for Farfallina, but she was never there. And after a while, he gave up. At the top of the tree, Farfallina was snuggled in a blanket of glossy silk. She was growing too.
Readers, how do you think Marcel feels when he does not find his friend? Me too. I think he would feel sad that he cannot find his friend.
The sky was blue and clear the morning she was ready to come out and open her beautiful new wings. She had no idea how long she had been up in the tree, and she floated down to find Marcel. I'll just wait, said Farfallina when she didn't see him, and she sat on a flower.
Readers, how long do you think Farfallina stays in her cocoon? Yeah, she stays in her cocoon for many weeks. No wonder her friend is missing her.
Night came and then morning, but Marcel wasn't there. Farfallina was tired and confused. She fluttered around a bit and went to the pond. The pond was glassy smooth except for the ripples made by a large, handsome goose who was swimming in a solitary circles. Farfallina shivered with disappointment.
Readers, why is Farfallina confused? When you don't understand how a character feels in the middle of the story, you can go back and reread to find out. When I reread, I learn that when Farfallina climbs up the tree, she sees Marcel on the ground. Now I know that Farfallina is confused because now she doesn't know where her friend is. She expected to see him on the ground, and he's not on the ground anymore. He is somewhere else.
She went to the pond every day to look for the small gray bird named Marcel, but he never came. One morning the goose stopped his silent rounds and spoke to her. You must like it here, he said. Farfallina fluttered a bit. I've been waiting for a friend, she said sadly, but I don't think he'll come.
Readers, why does Farfallina go to the pond? Yeah, I'm remembering that her and Marcel loved playing in the pond together. Maybe she's there because it helps her to remember her friend Marcel that she misses so much.
Marcel liked her smile and her brilliant colors. I know how you feel, he said. I lost a friend too. She just vanished into thin air. Farfallina liked his sleek feathers and his gentle eyes. A ride around the pond might cheer you up, Marcel said. Farfallina thought it would, and she settled herself on Marcel's back.
Why do the goose and the butterfly ride around the pond? Sometimes it makes us feel good to do the same things we did before.
It's funny, Marcel said, but I feel as though I've known you a long time. I was just thinking the same thing, said Farfallina. My name is Farfallina. What's yours? Marcel stopped suddenly. He beat the water with his strong wings. Then he swam around and around and around. It's me, Farfallina, he shouted. It's me, Marcel. Is that really you? It is, Farfallina shouted back. They looked at each other and laughed.
Readers, Marcel hits the water with his wings. He's flapping his wings around because he is so excited. What do you do when you're super excited? Do you flap your wings? No. What do you do? Thanks for sharing the things that you do when you get excited.
By evening, they had explained everything and they fell asleep smiling at the stars.
What do Farfallina and Marcel do after they explain everything to each other? They fall asleep, smiling at the stars. That sounds nice.
Farfallina and Marcel spent the rest of the summer playing just as they had before. Marcel was careful not to fly too fast because he knew that Farfallina couldn't keep up. Farfallina didn't hide in the flowers because she knew that Marcel would never find her. And when the leaves on the trees around the pond turned red and gold, they decided to go south.
Readers, where do Farfallina and Marcel play? Yes, they do play in the pond. When I don't understand a question, I can look at the pictures to help me. I look at the picture and I see what it shows. It shows Farfallina and Marcel playing in the pond.
Together.
How are Farfallina and Marcel alike now? What can they both do? Yes, fly. They can both fly. And they fly south together. Readers, once again, we've come to the end of our story, Farfallina and Marcel. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Remember, stay healthy, helpful, and calm. See you soon, friends. Bye now.